Hey, thanks for joining me. I've had a lot of people asking me lately about pedophores, and we've got a really easy way to do it. I know that I've done a lot of pedophores in my experience in working with caterers, and they can be a lot time-consuming, a lot of work, and a little bit frustrating as well. But I've got a really easy way to do it now. This is a roll icing that we have. It's a pre-made icing, and it comes in a 2-pound tube, and it's really easy to use. All you've got to do is warm it up to put it over your pedophores. But let me show you first how to prep your pedophores. You can do any shape and size you want. There's a lot of different schools of thought on how big should a pedophore be. I personally think they're extremely sweet, so I prefer a small bite, something that's about 1 inch wide. Some people will say like a 2-inch by 2-inch piece, like a square is ideal, but to me that's like a size of a piece of cake. So I prefer something a little bit smaller because it's so sweet. So let me show you what we've got here. I prepped just a piece of cake here, and this is I went ahead and flavored it coconut because the holidays are coming up, and a lot of people like coconut during the season. So I've got like 1-inch cutters here. There's different sets that you can get, different shapes, hearts, squares, rounds, ovals, that sort of thing. And here's about 1-inch round cutter as well. Again, this might be on the small side for you. If you prefer to make it a little bit larger, that's perfectly fine. You don't want this too tall. I actually kind of trimmed this down so it's about 3/4 of an inch tall, something similar to the size, the height of the cutters themselves. So all you're going to do is go ahead and cut straight down, and then you're going to just push it out and put it on your rack. Now, you'll notice as I'm putting these on the rack that crumbs are falling through. I don't want the crumbs on there. So it might be a good idea to go ahead and set your rack on top of your table so that the crumbs go ahead and fall through, and then you can transfer it onto your tray. The reason being, all of that icing that falls through onto your tray, you can scrape that back up. It's perfectly good. Just reheat it and you can use it for some more pedophores. Okay, so I went ahead and got some shapes cut out here. And all I'm going to do is run to the microwave real quick and get this heated up so it's nice and thin. This is too thick to have a nice coat. So we're going to heat this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got about a cup of icing here that I heated up in the microwave, and it took like 30 to 40 seconds. But you can see the consistency of it. It's nice and thin and really nice and pourable. So what I'm going to do now, I don't want you to feel like you have to be sparing with this. Really pour it on there thick, because all of that falls off, you're going to be able to scrape up and use. So for my round ones, I really start on the edge and just really be generous with it so it just all falls off and every little bit gets coated. I found that if I try to be sparing with it that I end up with little holes, and then if you go to try to patch it up, it just doesn't look good. Square ones are a little bit more difficult to do. I really focus on my edge a lot and really get it down the sides. These ones tend to leave the most holes, so really be generous with these. And like I said, don't worry about what has fallen through, because you're going to be able to scrape all of that back up and reheat it as well. So let me show you a couple of decorations just to finish these off. Okay, so once the pedophore icing has dried for, say, 20-30 minutes, you want to make sure it's nice and done. It's not tacky to the touch at all. It's not going to leave any fingerprints. That's the time you want to decorate. Here I'm just using some buttercream icing. You can do whatever colors and designs you want. I would suggest that you kind of draw out on a piece of paper what you want to do first. So maybe for this oval shape, I'm going to do like kind of a fat candy cane, since it's the holidays. And then I'll go back over maybe with a little green to leave some stripes. Okay, and I'll go back down and tack those points down. Okay, and then another cute one, let's say on the square, would be a tree. So I'm just going to do kind of a whimsical, getting wider with every stroke, and then down at the bottom leave a little trunk. And you can come back with your red and leave a big dot, couple little small ones for decoration, that sort of thing. Okay, on this one, let's just do a little wreath. So something like the squiggly lines that I did for my tree over there, I'm just going to do it in a circle, just kind of squiggle back and forth and stay in a circle. And then a little red bow on the top would be cute. A couple little tails there. If you want to, you can put a couple little red dots going around it. That would be cute as well. Again, you can do different colors if you like. All of these scraps, don't throw these away. Keep them and save them and put them in a bowl. We're going to make some cake pops with those. It's a really fun treat. Let me show you how to display these. I have a number 4 cup here, and that's a size referral. There's number 4, number 5, number 6. It kind of goes on and on. But I really like this small cup. And again, just it depends on what size your pedophore is, obviously. I'm not necessarily trying to fit it where it fits down into the base. You see, I kind of flatten this out a little bit, and then I'm going to take my small spatula, kind of scoot underneath there, and set it in there. And then that way, it's something that you can serve nicely without your guests feeling like they're getting their hands too dirty. All right, now here's a square, so this would be an example of a bigger one. Okay, so I'm flattening it out a little bit more. And even though it feels like the cup's maybe a little bit small for that, really it gives you the nice presentation of that nice smooth icing that you got from the beginning. I hope you'll try to make these pedophores with this roll icing. It's so easy to use. Don't forget to warm it up. Work in small batches, and if it ever seems too thick, like maybe you've heated it up too much and that moisture's come out, just add a couple of drops of water and it's really going to come right back. Anything that you have left in the tube, just put this inside. I tie a little rubber band around the top of the bag, and then I put that inside a Ziploc and just put it in the refrigerator, and it keeps for a long time. There's just sugar in there, so there's really nothing that's going to go rancid. Try your pedophores for the holidays, maybe for Valentine's Day that's coming up, even maybe for a New Year's Eve would be a fun time to do the pedophores, but don't be afraid of them. I think if you give them a little bit of a try, work out the kinks, they're going to be a really great product for you. Thanks for watching.